Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday, the 1st of November. So it's a pinch and a punch to you all. Okay, for the first day of the month. Right, okay, let's get on for the euro dollar first. And at the moment, we're sitting here. Yesterday, we managed to catch the weekly pivot. That's out the way. It's looking decidedly erring on the bullish side, particularly with the monthly pivot sitting above us at the moment on these time frames. So it's holding on, although yesterday it did post a hanging man. It'd be interesting if it can break yesterday's highs here. Struggled initially with the highs, eventually broke out later on. The first set of highs it popped in there, eventually broke out, run into its R3. So today where we're sitting on the analyses here, it's really looking relatively bullish at the moment if it can hold on to where it's sitting. I will always put a trend line across the lows there and say, well, I'd become bearish if it breaks that, and it's below the daily pivot. So that's how I stand at the moment, bullish until otherwise proven wrong. So that's the euro. Looking at the pound again. Well, yesterday it had already chewed over its weekly pivots, got that out of the way. And I talked about the regression channel is now back to the average of the regression channel. Could even push up towards the monthly pivot. There was a possibility. Didn't miss it last month completely. So if it holds fire here and it managed to get a bit more of a move up, it's certainly looking from the hourly time frame that it's got potential to push on up towards that. Weekly R1, the monthly pivots up there as well. So there's plenty to be going for. Actually, monthly is a long way up there at the moment, but certainly over the next day or so could be a target. Looking at look at both sides of the coin. If it breaks the 60.21, then I become bearish on this currency. So very simple. 60.21's holding it at the moment. If it breaks through the 60.20s. Then it becomes a bit more bearish, but certainly with the higher lows, probably confirmed with the higher lows sitting in there yesterday from the previous low there. So good clean move eventually, and off it's gone. So maybe more to come. Now I'm not getting overly done on any of these moves because the majority of them are happening through the Asian session. So got to be a bit careful. They can rebound. But the data is built on some happiness coming from China, and maybe it's the US in terms of when it starts showing positive signs of growth. Well, the world's back on the mend. We'll see. But for now, certainly the Aussie dollar's benefited from comments made, or more bullish comments coming out overnight from the Royal Reserve Bank of Australia. They upgraded their view on the Chinese situation from steadied recently, to steadied recently from moderating rather, and also added inflation expected to pick up gradually over the next 2 years. So there was positive notes coming through there as well. Can we move back into this zone of supply? Possibly. It'll be interesting if it ever breaks this sort of trend line that I've got sitting on that, but certainly we're looking in the right direction at the moment. I was erring towards the bearish side on the Aussie dollar in my weekly update. Well, still not 100% yet. We've had a good move up so far, but eventually will it roll over again? Currently a bit extended where it's sitting here, but it's another drive of momentum sitting a big candle, and this 7 o'clock candle is whether or not it can hold fire already outside the R3s. So there is the potential it could come back in, but the pivots themselves are relatively pinched after a rather consolidated day yesterday leading into the news. Okay, Canadian dollar. Well, let's just quick look at oil before I do so. So oil's taking a dip again. How do I do this? I've been mentioning the lack of momentum and within the Canadian dailies here. It put a hanging man in yesterday. To me, it looks like with this sort of more positive news that sort of seems to be running through weaker US, slightly weaker US dollar, that perhaps we might start seeing a break of the trend line up on the 4 hourlies here. Tried it yesterday, just couldn't hang in here and just rallied from it. So if it can break that trend line, maybe we'll see the weekly pivot here and maybe eventually the monthly pivot, which is below. It's a big ask if oil prices coming off into some extent, and you're just relying on the value of the Canadian dollar versus the US dollar, and it's certainly not got the best of fundamentals at the moment. So we'll see how we go there. It could be a slow process coming down, but all the same, it's looking, as I say, the momentum in the upside seems to have slowed up a bit, and we may be looking for a bit of a roll, at least part of the way, maybe back to the weekly pivot. Okay, that's pretty much everything there, apart from the news. Of course, we've got some key news coming out this morning. It's the first of the month, so we've got the UK data coming out. We've got already had we've got the Bank of Japan data already out. That's already out as well this morning. Cash rate we've had. So we're now sitting at 9:30. Yeah, just a manufacturing PMI first thing this morning, well, 9:30 this morning, and then running at 12:30. We've got the Canadian GDP, but that's a monthly figure, so it has it'll move the markets normally, but not very much. And then 2 p.m. we've got the manufacturing PMI from the US, so that was normally a bit more of a mover if it's got some price differentials there. And that's it really in the significant data. So that's it for me. Have a great one. I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye for now.